Hey guys, I am Andrea and welcome back to Fell for the Smell. Today I have an Empties video of what I've been warming. None of the products are from Scentsy. They're a mix of Yankee Candle, Bath & Body Works candles, some Better Homes and Gardens wax melts that I had from Walmart, and even some Yankee Candle ones. And I also have the Wallflower plug-in refills that I still use throughout my home from Bath & Body Works, even though I am a Scentsy consultant. I like to use different brands, different parts of my home. Scentsy is my #1 favorite brand, of course. I wouldn't be a Scentsy consultant unless I felt that way. I feel like the scent lasts the longest. Sometimes I'll buy the Better Homes and Garden ones just because I'm near that aisle at Walmart and it's easy to kind of put in the warmers that are kind of. Now my cat is scratching on her cat scratcher here. Savannah, sorry about that. And I'll put them in, you know, kind of the little warmers in my laundry room or in my basement where the kids just kind of play with their PS4 or where we have Airbnb guests, not necessarily places that I spend very much time in. But I wanted to share it anyway. Like I said, I'll do one that's primarily Scentsy, and it is my preferred home fragrance. But let's go through these. First one I have is Orange Buttercream Cupcake, and this is from Better Homes and Gardens. This is one that I like to melt in the summer. The orange kind of gives off a Fruit Loops kind of vibe. One of my kids thinks it smells just like Fruit Loops. I don't know if I'd repurchase this one. I'm not really into the sugar cereal scents, but it's a good one. It usually only lasts a day, maybe for these Better Homes ones, but they're inexpensive. So I understand why people like them, and they have dozens of different scents, just like Scentsy does. So they're easy to get your hands on and kind of stuff them out in store. So that is Orange Buttercream Cupcake. I also have Banana Berry Smoothie. This one didn't last very long at all. This one kind of reminds me, it just reminds me a little bit of like a faint smoothie, really. I don't smell the banana in it. It's more of a berry note. And like I said, it didn't last very long. It was nice for the few hours that I could smell it, and then I think I left the house for the day. I have melted through several iced lemon sugar cookies. This is also a good one for the summer. I don't love lemon scents. I do like coconut lemongrass and the lemon verbena from Scentsy. And I typically am leaning toward using those for my laundry and cleaning scents. So I don't necessarily want to melt them as much. This one did last longer than the two other Better Homes and Gardens ones that I had just showed you. This is a brand that I usually stay away from. It's Scentsationals, and they also sell it at Walmart. It usually has really low performance. It smells kind of plasticky sometimes, but I have had this one for a really long time and just wanted to get through it. And I also have another one. So got through those. I don't believe I have any more. These larger bricks from Better Homes and Gardens, I believe they're $3.47, and you get double, you get 12 cubes instead of 6. I believe the 6 cubes sell for $2 at most Walmarts, and then you can get these bigger ones for $3.67. This is Wild Berry Cheesecake, and I like to melt it in one warmer while I have something a little bit stronger or bakery-ish going with a Scentsy wax. So it kind of complements it. It's an inexpensive way to complement it. It never lasts as long as the Scentsy ones, but for being $3.47 and getting 12 cubes out of it, I think it's kind of a nice kind of duo with whatever you're melting with your Scentsy wax. And then along with that one, the other go-to and the main one that I purchase is Vanilla Cookie Crunch. And like I said, the main reason that I will purchase these is to just kind of tone down a little bit stronger Scentsy scent, or pair with it if it's a bakery, or maybe even some of the florals. There's a pink petal tea cake that I love from Bath & Body Works candle, and I will burn that and burn this together, and it is lovely. So those are nice. And then this is one I would not repurchase. It's also from Better Homes and Gardens, and they kind of changed the packaging recently. This is rosemary and spearmint, and the boys in my family don't seem to like it. So if they don't like something, they'll turn the warmer off. So it really defeats the purpose of me melting it in that warmer. So definitely probably will not repurchase. And it is a fair mix of rosemary and spearmint. I don't love those two scents together, but I wanted to give it a chance. So along with that, I had a 2-pack of the pumpkin pecan waffles, or pecan waffles, from the Wallflowers. And these are great. They smell just like pumpkin pecan waffles. They are not as strong in the Wallflowers after a couple of weeks, but it takes about a month and a half for the entire kind of vial that they come in to completely evaporate. So they look like this, and it just kind of goes up through this, I guess, reed diffuser or whatever you want to call it. So like I said, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And I have these throughout my house. I like the way the Wallflowers look. They're easy for the kids to bump into and the pets to bump into without spilling anywhere. So I just kind of like the no hassle of the Wallflowers. So like I said, that is pumpkin pecan waffles. This one was Georgia peach. And I don't have them all in here, but I also had a crisp morning air and a blueberry maple pancakes. And I have this in my bathroom, my husband and I's bathroom. It's just the right size. It's a small master bath. It just has a shower and not a full bathtub, so it's quite small, but it's perfect in there. And I definitely can smell it when I use the restroom in the middle of the night. And it's been in there for a couple weeks, so that one is a little bit stronger scent. And then I have a lot of candles. This one is Wedding Day by Yankee Candle, and this one was a 2-wick. It says on it that it usually says how long it's expected to last, how many hours of burn time. I feel like this one lasted a really long time. Of course, it's a floral scent. It was really soft. It burned really well, and it has more of a kind of like a peony top note that I really love, because I do love peony. And speaking of that, I have a Village Candle fresh cut peony, and this one just burned and burned and burned. And so fresh cut peony, Sakura Blossom, peony, rose, and leafy greens, and it was 21 ounces net weight. And this one says it burns up to 170 hours, and I believe it. When you buy these Village Candles at places like Home Goods, and they're $7.99, $9.99, and you get 170 hours out of them, that is a really good deal. So it also had 2 wicks. It burned beautifully. Both of these did. I didn't have a lot of soot, so I was happy with them. And then I had a couple of bad performers, but first, I have a couple of Bath & Body Works ones that broke when I put them in my recycle bin here. Pumpkin pecan waffles. I burned this along with the Wallflower that I had just showed you, the 2-pack. So that was kind of like pumpkin pecan waffle overload, but it was really nice and the whole family really liked it. And then I have another one that happened to break. This is a pumpkin apple that my son Logan and I had picked up last year, and then we never melted it all the way. I got it back out again, and we melted the last inch or so of it, and then it promptly broke. So they kind of both broke in the same spot right next to the label. So I'll be very careful recycling those. But did enjoy both scents. And the one that kind of misbehaved was my Yankee Candle, and you can see just terrible soot. This was a caramel apple cake, and I just had to babysit it. It's because the wick was one of those really strong, just really dense rope wicks, and I'm gonna watch out for those from now on. I moved it from room to room as I melted it, because I didn't want it to get soot in one spot in my house. I seem to have misplaced my candle crock. I'm looking for another one. I had found one on, I believe it was eBay, and it came broken recently. So I was very disappointed because it was a nice neutral year-round color for the candle crock, and it came completely ruined. She did not have a backup because it was a used one. But caramel apple cake, it was a nice scent, but once again, I recommend staying away from these really thick rope wicks because you're gonna get a lot of soot. So that was not worth the $10 or $11 I spent on it. And then another one that I've had a long time, it's from DW Home, is Sea Salt and Melon. And I had this in our guest bathroom that I used for our Airbnb guests. It has little kitty cats on it. And I ended up kind of chunking the sides of it because it didn't quite melt all the way, but I enjoyed it. It was extremely light, and that's why I chose it for the guest bathroom, because it was just a very light scent that I didn't think would offend anyone. And we have, I believe most of these, oh, this is just my kind of, for the same reason that I purchased the Better Homes and Gardens Vanilla Cookie Crunch and the Blueberry Cheesecake. I purchased the Vanilla Pumpkin, the Ashland candle from Michael's. They're usually 3 for $10. And every now and then I'll get one and kind of melt it along with a stronger scent like Bath & Body Works, or if I'm lucky, if I can find a Nest candle, something like that, I'll melt it with it. But this one I had had for a very long time as well, and I just wanted to get through it. It's Vanilla Pumpkin. I liked it. If you're on a budget, go get these Michael's candles because you can't go wrong with $3 for 17 ounces, but the throw just isn't very strong. So I typically will get those in just a vanilla scent, just like I said, to kind of boost the smell of something else. And my other Bath & Body Works candle that I finished was Marshmallow Fireside. This one's really nice. My coworker right now has this in a lotion, and we've been stealing it from her. And the fragrance notes are cedarwood and Palo Santo essential oils with notes of toasted marshmallow and vanilla. It smells to me like a toasted vanilla. I don't smell the marshmallow too much, and sometimes I wonder how they get the marshmallow scent in some of these, but it is lovely. It is just something that reminds you of a fall night or a campfire, and they have this one in plenty this time of year going through the winter, so I do recommend picking one of these up. I really liked this logo. It did have a campfire. I have a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout, so they do a lot of camping, and we all enjoyed this one. And then my new brand that I kind of checked out this year is from Kohl's, and I have 3 left, and they are Sonoma Candles. They are a very strong, sturdy glass. They're similar in size to the Bath & Body Works candles, but none of these have cracked at the end. This one it retails for $19.99. I believe I ended up getting it for $8.99, so I think most of us know better than paying full price at Kohl's or Bath & Body Works. But I think for $8.99 it was a really good deal, and they performed pretty well. This is Vanilla Pumpkin Latte. It was pumpkin, warm vanilla, and espresso. It is still available at Kohl's. And I really like the espresso. It kind of jumps out at you, and it really filled up my open concept area in here really well for just being a little 3-wick like this. So I did enjoy it, and I didn't have much soot at all. Like I said, a really strong, sturdy candle, no cracks at all, and didn't break like the Bath & Body Works ones. So like I said, that one is Vanilla Pumpkin Latte. The other one is Pumpkin Apple Butter. I was really disappointed when this one got down to the end. You can see I lit it several times, and I just kind of go in my room after work and kick off my shoes and I light a candle. It's just kind of my routine, especially when I know I'm going to be home for several hours. But this one, Pumpkin Apple Butter with caramel apple, pumpkin, and allspice. And this one I can't smell anymore, but it performed really well. Like I said, no soot, and it had a good throw. It wasn't quite as strong as the Vanilla Pumpkin Latte, but it did pretty well for being $8 or $9. But my favorite of the Sonoma candles that I've burned so far was this Falling Leaves, and it is green apple, caramel, and vanilla. And this one was quite strong. I think maybe the apple scent in it, and I do get a little bit of spice, even though it doesn't say that. It just smells a little bit like cloves, a tiny, tiny bit like cinnamon, kind of that craft store scent that I kind of gravitate to toward this time of year. But again, Falling Leaves, Sonoma Candles from Kohl's, and it retails for, like I said, $19.99, but you can get it for $8 or $9, so just watch those sales. And I do recommend these candles, especially if you're on a budget. And there are multiple different scents. I have picked up several of them, and I even gifted some and had the person then text me later and say, this candle's great, thank you, where did you get it? So they performed pretty well. But that is my recycling bin for my home empties without Scentsy. I'll do a separate Scentsy video, of course. But I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope this inspires you to kind of go through some of your older candles and wax, and then gives you some ideas for scents to add to your collection. I hope you all have a great night. Bye.